It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning.
Kevin is the host.
And his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz. And he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Oh, it's another beautiful day here. Welcome to the KVJ Show. Loving life. How you feeling today, Virginia?
Feeling good.
Good.
Yeah.
How you doing today, Bird?
Good.
Okay. Rashes subsiding?
It seems like it is.
Okay, that's good.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, I think it's day by day. You just hope for a little bit better each day.
Are you
Less rash.
Yeah. You're less rashy today than you were yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
That's good.
Any day you can become less rashy, I think, is a win in life.
I'll take that win.
Yeah, so congratulations for you on that. Well, we got a lot of stuff that we got to get to here on today's show, and you can lock it in right now. Just go to YouTube, and you can watch or you can listen to us on any streaming app. Just look for KVJ on all those platforms, and make sure you're subscribing and clicking those like buttons and all that kind of good stuff, because that is a big help to us. Well, so they say. So if you would, please do that. I'd definitely appreciate it. I don't think we can really go too much further without talking about the passing of Dolly Parton. And I know yesterday I was taking an Uber home from getting my hair done, and I was flipping through social media, and I thought I saw a little glimpse of Dolly Parton, and I got to be honest with you, I kept on going because I'm like, I hope I didn't just see that Dolly died.
Aww.
Because I was not ready to face that moment, a world without Dolly Parton. And so I, of course, ran into it again a second later, and I said, yeah, God bless her, you know. It was a little unexpected just because I know she's had some health struggles and she wasn't able to do a lot of her personal appearances that she'd wanted to do recently. And she talked a little bit about some issues that she had. Vertigo, it sounded like, was part of the issue, but then she had some digestive problems and some things like that.
Dizziness.
Yeah. And
But we didn't know it was cancer.
No, yeah, she didn't talk about that. I got to tell you, honestly, she is such a brave soul. She really is. I mean, just when you look at the life of Dolly Parton, that to me is really just what's amazing. I mean, aside from everything she did with her professional life, you know, I mean, this woman, it's unbelievable what she did. Thousands of songs. She had nearly 50 albums. She sold more than 100 million records.
Wow.
She had 25 number one hits: Jolene, 9 to 5, Islands in the Stream, I Will Always Love You, just some amazing classics. She won 10 Grammys from 55 nominations. You know, the movies that she did, like 9 to 5, Steel Magnolias, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. But just, to me, I think above and beyond, it was really just how she lived her life. You know, and I think Jelly Roll actually said it best. He said she might be the last American that everybody liked.
You're right.
And that really, to me, when you talk about the legacy of Dolly Parton, movies, music aside, Dollywood, all the other products that she had out there that everybody seemed to love, it was really just how she lived her life, her outlook on it. And to me, what I thought was just amazing, you know, she had her Christian faith and she just lived it. She didn't preach it. She didn't condemn anybody with it. She just had that kind of light that really is exactly what everybody of our faith is supposed to be doing. And aside from Jesus, I don't know anybody lived it better than Dolly Parton did. I got to tell you, because who didn't like Dolly?
Jesus is like, good job, girl.
You know, and honestly, that's the one thing for every Christian. If you believe you get to heaven, you just want God to look at you and be like, good job, man. Give you a high five. Be like, you know, you did a pretty good job out there.
You did your best, and man, Dolly did better than her best.
Yeah. I'm afraid that, like, when I go to heaven, like, God's going to be shaking his head. Be like, man, you just got in by the skin of your teeth.
Kevin, we got to go over a few things.
Yeah, your judgment part, you might tell everybody to go take 5 because it's going to take a minute.
I'm going to let you and Jbird in, but I want to talk about a few things first.
Right. Dolly's just coming right in. Can you imagine what Dollywood in heaven looks like right now?
And by the way, she underrated guitar player.
Yes.
She was a picker. She could pick that thing.
She played, I think it's like 4 or 5 different instruments, you know, piano and guitar and, you know, fiddle, you know, all those kind of stuff that she did. Everything was a mountain instrument she had. And, you know, for me, it kind of hit close to home because there are a lot of similarities with her family and mine. She was, I think, the 4th oldest of 14 kids.
My goodness.
They lived in like a 1-room cabin up in Sevierville, Tennessee. And my family reunion every year was in them hills because my family, my grandmother, she came from a family of 11. not too far away from there, in a town called Bulls Gap, Tennessee. And so there were a lot of similarities between, Dolly's family and my family that I could relate to, being very dirt poor and, people of faith and not having a whole lot, and then, getting to where she did, but never forgetting her hometown. She spent a lot of time, in those hills and really gave back to her community, and just everything she did was just amazing.
She put Dollywood there.
She did.
That thing is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, better than Disney.
Yeah.
I had a way better experience at Dollywood than I ever had at Disney.
Yeah. Yeah, she really did some great stuff. And so very sad to see her passing, but there's just a ton of great stories and all the tributes and what people were saying. She really did impact a lot of people's lives.
I know we have been talking about Meatloaf earlier in the week on the show.
Yeah.
And I was at the store and saw Dolly Parton's Meatloaf. And said, let me buy this for Virginia. Because we were talking about meatloaf and people's purses and stuff.
Why would you ever say my name and Meatloaf in the same sentence?
Well, just only because me and you got into like a meatloaf debate earlier on the KVJ show, and I said, I don't know, Dolly Parton and meatloaf, I'm going to get it for Vicious V.
I like the Dolly part. You can keep the Meatloaf part.
She had a bunch of food products. I bought a lot of them.
Yeah.
I bet you did.
I did.
She gave the world a lot of things, including meatloaf. Thank you, Dolly.
I'm going to remember her for Dollywood and her music and her movies. I don't want to think about the meatloaf.
I thought that president was going to go a different way.
It's lovely.
At least you know what you got for lunch, Virginia. What's that come with? It's not just meatloaf. What are the sides on that?
It's not just meatloaf, Kevin.
No.
I'm so glad you asked. It's also got roasted potatoes and creamy cornbread casserole.
Wow, how about that?
That casserole sounds like fire-o.
I mean, this really sounds like something you should enjoy. I don't want this.
I think he kind of bought it for himself.
Can I re-gift it?
All right, I'll take it back.
I want you to enjoy it. You should eat it and make a video.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let us know how Dolly did.
Listen to some Dolly while you're doing it.
Aw.
There you go. Well, if you're getting up this morning and you're having breakfast or whatever, a little tribute to Dolly Parton. One of her biggest hits that really kind of hit the mainstream, and it was really kind of interesting, just the story behind this song, 9 to 5. It was something that she wrote. Jbird always talks about how she was just, filing her nails, and it kind of created a little bit of a
beat.
a tempo and
Yeah.
a beat and whatnot. And so that, it was kind of really how she got it.
Yeah, I think she had a salon or something, and the way the nails were being filed produced some kind of a beat,
musical rhythm.
Yeah, that gave her the melody of 9 to 5.
That's
which is
amazing.
Pretty insane.
Yeah. And what I thought was kind of cool as well was I saw Jane Fonda. She had talked, back in the day about why she wound up bringing Dolly Parton on. And she said, you know what? I just was thinking about this whole movie concept that we had going on where it was a bunch of working girls in the office, and I just had this vision of Dolly Parton sitting there as a secretary behind the desk and bringing in the fire that she did, and I called her right away and couldn't believe it. And Dolly said, look, I'm not an actress. She never took one acting lesson ever in her life. She said, so if I'm going to do any kind of acting, I'm going to have to play a role that's very similar to who I am in life.
I hadn't wanted to do any movies until A Right Thing come along, because I'm not an actress. I've never taken an acting lesson in my life, and it'd have to be something that was pretty much close to my personality. But Jane Fonda came up with this idea to do 9 to 5 about women in the workplace.
Driving home, turn on the radio, Two Doors Down is playing, and I suddenly get an image of Dolly Parton sitting at a typewriter. And I thought that would be something to have Dolly Parton in her first movie. Dolly Parton had to be a secretary in 9 to 5.
When Jane came to me with it, I said, well, I'll only do it if I can write the theme song. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy and you let it.
There you go. Just one of the many contributions of the Dolly Parton.
They were talking about how when she showed up on set, she had the script and everything in her hand, and she had memorized everybody's lines, not just hers, because she didn't know they told her, okay, here's your script, memorize it. She thought she had to know everybody's lines. So when she showed up on set, she knew everybody's lines, not just her, because nobody told her, oh, you only have to memorize yours. Isn't that adorable?
It's adorable, but it just goes to show you what a workhorse she was.
Yeah.
She really was. She poured her heart and soul into everything. And like I said, if you just study the life of Dolly Parton, she just seemed to do everything right. What a great example she was. Can you say gone too soon at 80? Because I know she had a lot more left in the tank, and she wanted to do a lot more.
I feel like gone too soon at 80.
That's the only thing
I really
you can
do.
say. Yeah.
Man, up until a couple months ago, she was still making videos.
She was. Yeah, just did so much stuff. And I love this. President Trump is ordering American flags in the nation to be flown half staff for 1 week.
I love it.
Yeah, in honor of Dolly Parton. And, well, Jbird has had a lot of mysteries that have been going on in his house. Never know what the heck is happening there, but he's talking about this noise that he was hearing about, almost like this bony finger that was scratching up against his window.
Creepy.
And Denny was thinking maybe it's just, the house settling. Sometimes it's pipes, things like that. Jbird wasn't so sure. Who knows what it could have been, but now you might have a new theory that maybe you might have a rodent or something that is living in your walls.
Well, I'm paranoid because I've had that happen before.
Yep.
But there's this one spot where it keeps on happening. It sounds like either like a bony finger hitting something. And yesterday I was outside and I kind of heard something on the outside, but I can't figure out for the life of me where the heck this thing would get in at. Because I'm super paranoid about having everything closed off.
Right.
So how would something get in that thing?
Well, it's amazing what they can do. I've heard that they can kind of almost shapeshift to get through little crevices.
Yeah, where the foundation meets the ground. Sometimes there's little cracks that you can't even see.
We're talking ground level, not hot. See, I've been looking on the top of the structure and all that kind of stuff, and all that's secure. But you're right, you can't look at the bottom.
Any gap.
Any gap.
They
Doesn't take much.
Yeah, it doesn't take much at all. They can get real tiny.
Yeah, now if you have an exterminator out, we had done this because we suspected that we had some rats going on in the house, and they went up, and they can find droppings pretty quick. That's the one thing that they do is they leave their mark wherever they might be.
Because they don't pick up their poo after themselves?
They do not know. I know. Very uncool, right? We talked about that many times.
I will say it doesn't sound like a rat or rats to me. Okay, I know that sound. It's got a different vibe to it. I was wondering if there could be a woodpecker in that thing, but would a bird survive in there?
Don't know. I mean, they could use it as a home. It'd be very plush and luxurious.
Yeah, if they could come in and out, though.
Right.
I don't know if it's like a tiny little sliver. It's probably more on the rodent side than bird.
Likely.
I usually you would hear them though. Like they make a lot of noise. Rats. They squeal. I
didn't hear them too much, and we had them, and they only knew because of the droppings. We were a little suspect. I think we saw something a little bit chewed, and we're like, wait a minute, it looks like maybe I've been a rodent chewing on that. And then we had them in, and then they found the droppings, and then, they come in and they help them pack and move. I think they just moved them right out. I think that's what they did with it.
They just find them like, a nice timeshare, maybe down in Miami or something.
That's what they told me.
They relocate them.
That's what they told me. They said they were going to go someplace where they'd be happier.
My mom's husband, Frank. So, they have a rodent problem and they're fighting it currently. But he got these things that I guess you plug into all the outlets in the house, and they emit this high-pitched frequency sound that we can't hear, but I guess the little rat ears can hear.
Oh, wow.
and it repels them.
My mom and Frank claim they got rid of the rats from this high-pitched rat plug that you plug right into your outlet, and it emits this sound that is just so high that human ears can't detect
like
it.
a dog whistle, but for rats.
Exactly.
It
like
might.
A rat whistle.
They are developing some crazy high-tech stuff. Denny's had sent me this thing the other day. It's kind of just a Kickstarter campaign right now, but it is a little laser system that will shoot mosquitoes out of the sky with little laser beams.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
How do I donate? Take my money.
Well, the one question I had, though, what happens if a mosquito starts flying right behind you when you're at the barbecue and it goes to shoot it but then hits you in the eyeball?
Yeah. And I'm like,
Well, now you have free LASIK.
Like, have they worked that out yet?
I don't think the pilots in the sky are going to like that either.
And it's $1,000 is how much they want it for this contraption right now.
So some of this
Person to donate?
Well, it's per. I think you get the unit.
You get the unit,
for
and
it.
it's a Kickstarter.
Yes, so they're still trying to build it up. So I was like,
Dang.
I'll wait a little bit longer. One, see what the little wrinkles are, because I definitely have some questions, and that price tag is insane.
$1,000's a lot.
Yeah.
the one you got, the one that the rat sound thing. Your mom, I want to look into that.
Yeah, I guess you just plug them right into the wall. Now I haven't been there. I'm going to my mom's house again soon, so I can check and see what's going on. But she said she plugged them into all the outlets in the house, and now the rats are gone.
And that's even if it's a rat. I'm open to all kind of suggestions. There could be a squirrel. I could also be in rat denial. I don't know.
I think an exterminator is the way to go, because without having somebody come over and inspect and all that stuff, I don't think anybody's going to have any idea what it could be. It could be 20 different things. But I think an exterminator, they seem to be pretty good at identifying pretty quick. And they even told us, they said, yeah, we saw where they're getting in.
Okay, that's what I want. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Love it.
They got to seal it up.
They did. They sealed it up. They found the hole. They sealed it up, and then they started, packing them up for that timeshare.
Because I think I know what's going on, but they're the pros. They'll know if something.
Yep.
They see a hole.
It's one of those things. It's best to call the pros on something like this. Denny's has a new phobia, and typically a lot of times a phobia that I think of, it's really being scared for not a great reason. Yeah, there might be a real threat behind it, but your odds of facing off against it are typically very low, I find, with a lot of the phobias that are out there. But I will tell you, a few are a little warranted, and maybe Denny's new phobia is a bit warranted because it's something that here in this climate in South Florida, we're all likely going to deal with at one point or another, and that is the devastating black mold.
Oh, yeah, that is scary. Do you think you have it?
Well, I don't know. That's why I have the fear. But I want to get somebody to look into it and see.
So they can do tests. I did it before because I did have it. So the condo above me when I was renting had a leaky shower, and it was leaking down into
the wall.
my sheetrock. And I looked up, I'm like, why is the sheetrock orange in a big wide circle? And I pushed on it, and it all just crumbled down. And all this black mold that was on the top of the white part just fell on me, and I screamed. It's like the worst scenario ever.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
on me.
That's a day ruined kind of.
I was
moment.
so sad. I just cried in my bathroom, but I called a mold company, and they come out with this meter, and they just test the air, and they test all the sheetrock
For spores and stuff.
Yeah.
We got some people we got to call, Denny's.
Yeah. Well, so
A lot of problems need a lot of help.
this all came
Where
up.
is it?
Well, so I don't know. I had a leak. I had it fixed. And this all stems from, I saw on Facebook, one of my friends from Colorado, she's been going to the doctor for a year, had asthma, headaches, dizziness, all this stuff. The doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. Comes to find that the neighbor upstairs had a leak just like yours. It was leaking in the wall, and they discovered black mold in the wall. That's what's been making her sick.
Dang.
I know. So
If you don't see it, if it's in the wall, it's like on a support wall, and it's not going to show like it would in a ceiling because it's gravity. Yeah, it could be there for years and you not even know.
So they think it was there for maybe like 2 years. Wow. She had level 2 contamination, which I guess 3 is fatal.
Oh my God.
Whoa, no way.
So she had been living in a condition like that for over a year.
Breathing it every day.
Going to the doctor with headaches and migraines and stuff, and never had those symptoms before.
Damn.
Well, so it reminded me back when I was in college, one of my friends, Steve, after the hurricanes 04 and 05 went through, his apartment was fine. He would hang out with us, and he started going home and saying like, man, I can't hang out. I feel weird and stuff. Again, a medical journey for about a year. Couldn't figure it out. One day he bought a new jacket and he hung it in his closet, and his entire closet collapsed, and it was just walls of black mold.
Whoa.
Wow.
They got rid of the black mold, and he went back to normal health again.
He didn't even know it was there.
Didn't even know it was there. So now I'm afraid. I had a leak. I had it fixed. And I read this article. I'm reading about my friend, and then I'm remembering my other friend, and I go, man, what if I had black mold in my house? Lately, I have been noticing I've been having a runny nose, and both of them said that was the first symptom.
You just had the sinus surgery.
I know, and I'm very opened up.
And you're very cognizant of how good you felt after that sinus surgery.
Yep. And we've been having a lot of rain lately, and not that I think that, I have a leak or anything, but who knows? Like, dude, both of these cases, they had no idea. We're going to doctors. Doctors couldn't figure out what it was because they don't know what to diagnose. They're just going in there with these kind of vague symptoms.
We got to get in the roof. We got to get in the attic. We got to check all the walls.
Yeah, we got to look under the hood with the KVJ show, Kev. We got some issues going
Now that you're saying it, like, I want to do it too.
It's instantly making me think you've got mold, Bird.
Can we get a BOGO?
Well, the worst case is you don't have mold, so you might as well get the test done, right?
Right.
Because, then at least you get a little peace of mind.
I know we had it in Magnolia's bathroom, and that's why I had the mold cowboys come over to my house, and they ripped the whole wall out. They took all the sheetrock out. They got everything out. And they didn't wear masks, and that's why I call them the mold cowboys, because they are wild.
Oh, wow. They didn't wear masks for that?
No.
Man, could they check my walls for mold and possibly rodents?
They're not the ones that check. So you need somebody that has all the instruments and has the mold knowledge to come and do the assessment. And then you call the mold cowboys, because they are renegades and they will rip anything out with their bare hands.
Gosh,
Wow.
I'm just afraid because I had that one leak, and then they said if you've ever had a leak, there's a potential chance that it could manifest into a 50-50 dice roll.
I got to look on that too. I have the runny nose. I wake up for the first 3 hours of the morning. My nose, I go through like 2-3 tissues.
All right.
I've been doing the same exact thing. I wake up and I have to go through
Dude,
2 or 3 tissues.
It's now in my head. Now I got
Whoever
your
this
phobia.
mold company is that we're going to call, you're about to get 4 new clients.
You are.
So let's go. All 4 of us now think we have black
Oh my
mold.
God.
Ever since you started talking about this, now I feel like my nose is running, and it wasn't. And it's not. It's in my head.
We need to get a KVJ Groupon, because I feel like there's other people driving in their car right now that are like, I want that too.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Oh, this is one of those ones where you go, oh man, I got to check to see if I got mold at my house now.
John had said they do make test kits that you can buy yourself to see if you have airborne mold spores.
I don't know if I want to do it myself.
I'm the same
This is
way.
the one thing that I want to have a professional that comes with some kind of letters behind his name.
Because I
Yeah.
don't know I'm writing down the right codes or with numbers. See, I already sound like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Don't leave it up to me.
Well, I looked up a test kit. It's kind of like a petri dish. You're supposed to put it there for 2 days, and then you're supposed to check it to see if anything grows. I was like, I don't know about all that. Can I just hire somebody to?
Yeah. John also said not all black mold is the toxic black mold that everybody's afraid of. Yes, mold is bad, but there are so many different types. So that's why I think it might be best just to get a company to come out unless you really know anything about mold, and I know zip.
Yeah, we don't know much about mold.
All right, I'm going to get on this today.
Yeah, me too. It's in my
I'm going
head.
to start with some people that I know that are experts at handyman stuff and ask them.
We got to become mold people. We got to be more diligent.
Well, what if Denny's has mold and that's the reason that your runny nose is back? You did all this nasal surgery.
Yeah.
Only to have the problem reoccur.
You're kind of going through it. Do you want breakfast? It's on the bird.
Maybe.
Okay.
It does help.
Do you want some Dolly Parton meatloaf? Because we've got that ready
Let's
to
fire
go.
it up.
I do understand both sides of this, but boy, is it a fight and a passionate one. Yeah, data centers probably are going to be needed. We love our data, love our power, we love all that kind of stuff. We just want it done the right way. And they say Palm Beach County could become the latest Florida community to temporarily halt new large-scale data center projects. They say they want that 1 year to just talk about, okay, what are we doing here? And this would be any facility that would be using 50 megawatts or more. And they say, we need to figure out, okay, what's the noise truly going to be like? What are going to be the effects on that? And that's the one thing that they had with that donkey. They brought the donkey in Hernando County, and they said, this poor donkey can't sleep. And those are the kind of weird things that you don't think about because of the noise.
Donkey sad.
Yeah, you don't want sad donkeys.
No.
Water consumption, electricity demand, location, compatibility that might be going on with homes and schools. And is this kicking off some kind of funk where our kids are going to start growing tails?
Not a good thing.
Not a good thing at all.
Let's just hit the brakes and watch. You know, there's lots of areas in this country where they snuck them in. Mm-hmm. And now those people in those communities are like, whoa, this sucks. Let's talk to them before we start building our own.
Well, the thing is, we just have so many things being forced on us so fast. It's kind of like the
slippery
growth in downtown West Palm, and that's why they put the 6-month hold on that. They're like, hold on, man, you guys are coming at us so fast and so furious. We're talking about long-term effects for decades and generations here, and you want to push it through in a couple of weeks. Like, let's just, I understand the race against China or whatever you're bringing up here, but we got to make sure we're doing things the right way.
Well, that's the difference about technologies. We've had it and we've advanced, but now we're advancing so quickly.
Right.
Our minds can't keep up with it.
Yes. And so they say that the vote still has to happen. There's going to be one reading that's going to be happening tomorrow, and then they're going to be doing a second reading on September 24th, and it still needs approval from the Palm Beach County Commission before they put that 1-year hold on it. But it feels like everybody around here would be in for that. Just to say, look, I think there's probably a lot of people, maybe like me, that's somewhere in between. I understand the need for it. You don't have to explain that to me, but boy, I got to tell you, at what expense? And that's just it. The costs can't be too high, especially to human life and our environment. We can't do it at that expense.
No, we cannot.
Sad donkey, bad.
Sad donkey is bad.
Mm-hmm. And they say the same thing is pretty much going on all across the country. In fact, most Americans view data centers negatively. Only 24% say new data center construction is good for the country. That's 24%. That's 1 out of 4 people.
That seems high, too.
I'd like to know who the 24% is.
Is it guys that build data centers?
I've talked to them, and they've emailed. I've heard from them, and they're always like, Kev, you got to get both sides of the story. I'm like, so I'm trying to. So I do hear from them.
Okay.
But a majority of people are on the other side. 47% still say it's bad. So, look, I understand your voice, but you're the minority. You're at 24%, and I'll maybe give you that because I didn't crunch the numbers, but I've heard a few people commenting on it.
Just go talk to the people in the rural communities where they've built data centers next to where people live. Those people are very sad. They're all sad donkeys, and their property values are in the toilet, and they're looking to move, but they can't. Mm-hmm. They're not happy.
Now, the reasons why people don't want it, and I was surprised. They say one of the top is 62% believe local data centers would raise their electricity bills. So cost is actually one of the top concerns for a lot of people, which I was a little bit surprised by. I figured it would be environment or water use or noise, but cost is one of those things they're worried about. And that's what they're talking about here in Florida, where they're trying to create these bills that any added cost would be thrown at the electric companies themselves and not at the consumers.
Well, duh.
Yeah, I thought we got.
How are the consumers ever going to get stuck with the bill for a data center that they don't profit from?
Well, I think we got an email from somebody who they lived by one. They said all of a sudden their bill went through the roof.
We did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one of the big concerns. Now, the big selling point is that data centers create jobs and tax revenue. People have debated about how many jobs and for how long.
Well, when they're being built, they do.
Right.
But then once they're built and they're operational, they need very few humans to be on site. It is a short-term and short-sighted thing to say, oh, there's just so many jobs for our area. No, it's just construction stuff while it's being built.
Only 21% of people agree that is going to create jobs and tax revenue. It's going to be worthwhile. 51% of majority still disagree. So if you're looking at the numbers, at best, you have a quarter of the people that are behind the data centers. 3/4 in some form or fashion oppose them still. So that's kind of where it sits. So, you know, when they look at that, they realize they've got a lot of work to do. The data center people who want these things built at the size they want and the space, you got to win over a lot of people.
Go on Erin Brockovich's website because I think she's doing some amazing work in spreading the word about what the people that live next to these data centers are saying. It's self-reporting rather than reporting through some government website. Self-reporting people that live in those communities. Go read what they're saying. It's pretty scary stuff.
Yeah, and I understand there's a battle back and forth. Like Chris had said, V just making stuff up. They've already said it won't raise rates and water usage. It's about as much as a house uses daily. If that is a narrative and it's true, you have a lot of work to do to get people to believe it. And I would say even if truth is on our side, you have to look at the numbers, and the numbers are not on your side right now. And you've got a lot of stories that Virginia's reading that counter that she's believing.
Take it up with Erin Brockovich. She's done this before and prevailed.
Okay.
Tell her she's not right. She's talking to the people that live next to the data centers. What more proof do you need?
And she's got a website with a map.
Yeah.
And you can go and see the stories, and she is out there being very vocal.
Self-reporting of the people that live by the data centers. If you're mad, go be mad at them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So there you go. So I'm just telling you, for Chris, who's saying, don't be deaf, dumb, and blind. The info is out there. It is. But with all your info, Chris, you got to realize there's counter info that's saying the opposite. And so if you have truth on your side, you've got to do a better job of convincing people that you're right and the other side is wrong.
And think about it. No two data centers are going to be built the same. If you have a different crew, a different plan, a different infrastructure, they're all going to be different, maybe slightly, but no two data centers are going to be built exactly the exact same and draw the same natural resources.
Yeah.
They're all different.
Well, I guess the good news for us, at least, it's nice to know that you might have a year where they would say, hey, let's really try to get the facts out there. What is the true information? Other people that live near these larger data centers, like they want to put here with Project Tango, what's happening to their communities. So give us a little bit of time because you've got to win a lot of people over. So if you were just moving to South Florida and you want to find a community where you could get the best schools, what community would you want to be moving into? Looks like Miami-Dade has got your best schools. They say in total, 5 Miami-Dade schools have landed in the national top 100 that is out there, with the design and architecture senior high, which is Dash, ranking at number 96 nationally.
Meaning for just the grades, or the way it's run, the way it's built, the scores from the children?
I think all of the above. This is done by U.S. News and World Report. They always come out every year with their best high school rankings. Now, the rankings consider student performance on state assessments, graduation rates, college readiness, curriculum breadth, and how well schools serve historically underserved students. That's the criteria. And they say they evaluated 27,000 eligible public high schools, including 1,200 plus in Florida. And the top school that we have is Mast at FIU in North Miami. That's number 31 nationally. So that is our best school that we have. Archimedean Upper Conservatory Charter in Miami is number 39. And oddly enough, I really haven't heard any of these schools.
Yeah, I've never heard of that ever.
I'm not hanging around in the smart crowds. Jose Marti, Mass 6 through 12 in Hialeah is number 55 in the country. Very impressive. Suncoast is number 8 in Florida. That's in Riviera Beach, and it's number 81 nationally.
Chargers.
So that is the best there. iPrep Academy in Miami is number 86 nationally, number 9 in Florida. And then the Terra Environmental that I mentioned is 87 nationally, number 10. So, yeah, I mean, Miami's really got the schools. Palm Beach County has got one of them, of all the best schools that are out there. They say Palm Beach County also made the top 15 with Dreyfus School of the Arts. That is for the Florida list. That's in West Palm Beach. And then they had also, it was 125th nationally. So those are the best schools that we've got here. And I know that's a big concern as they're trying to move people from the Northeast down into West Palm Beach and South Florida. That's why they're bringing the Pinecrest School to West Palm Beach and trying to open up some of these more competitive schools, because people that are moving here, that is a big reason as to why they choose the community they do.
Because right now you're making Florida kind of sound smart, but then you're going to read the whacked out news later about Florida stories.
We've got a balance.
And then I'm going to think we're kind of dumb.
We have quite a balance going on here.
We're two-faced.
Welcome to Florida.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com. They're still trying to figure out who killed Tupac Shakur back in 1996 in that Vegas drive-by. And Keefe D is the guy that they are claiming called the shots. So yesterday, a retired gang detective from Compton, Robert Ladd is his name, got on the stand, and Robert Ladd testified that Keefe D was the shot caller, and that the younger gang members who were probably in the white Cadillac would not have shot at Tupac without Keefe D's approval. And now Keefe D has previously told investigators that he did supply the gun, but that Baby Lane Anderson, his nephew, is the one that actually shot. And now nobody's talking, and Baby Lane is dead. So it's just fascinating to see, how they're trying to peel back the layers. And Keefe D's story has changed a lot. But the Robert Ladd gang detective was the 23rd witness for the prosecution. The state does expect to rest coming up today, and the defense could finish by Friday with closing arguments beginning next week.
Okay.
Simon Cowell is going to be stepping away from America's Got Talent for a few weeks. Remember when he got into that accident on his electric bike? I had forgot about this. Back in 2020, he was thrown into the air. He landed on his back and shattered his spine. And they were like, oh my gosh, he's never going to walk again. He underwent a 5-hour operation, and I guess now he's got to deal with it again. More surgery, and will be out from America's Got Talent for the next few weeks.
Did he ever turn nice? I remember he was really a supervillain on American Idol, and then I thought he kind of went through a sweetheart phase where he's nice, Simon.
They've all softened up a little bit.
I think they had to.
I think just the temperature in the room, a.k.a. the world, has warmed slightly, and people that were really mean and really cruel are realizing, I'm going to get canceled. I can't keep that act up.
Kind of like how they did with Tyra Banks.
Exactly.
On America's Top Model, taking all those old clips. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Some of that old negativity doesn't age well. And finally here, did you see Jelly Roll? He traded in his usual casual look for a suit and tie. He said, this is the first time I've ever worn a suit and tie. Jelly Roll said, I didn't wear one to the Grammys. I didn't wear one to court. I didn't wear one to my dad's funeral. But he wore one to guest host on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Okay.
That's kind of funny.
He kind of stepped in it, boy. He got a lot of flack. He'd cracked a joke about the Prez, and a lot of people in that country music, they were big fans of
no, don't get political, Jelly
the
Roll.
president. And I saw a lot of choice comments about him after he cracked some jokes the other night.
So is he doing like a week-long kind of a thing?
Yeah, he's the guest host. So as Jimmy's out, he's got, he had I think it was Rosie was last week, or at least for one night. And he's got Jelly Roll that's, taking a run at it this week.
Oh, bad jelly.
Yeah, and so he addressed all the backlash he was receiving from the jokes he had told about the Prez.
Now, let's be honest for a second. Any U.S. president should be able to handle a few jokes, right? Yes. They should also be able to handle gas prices, health care, and the occasional international conflict. But beggars can't be choosers. Look, y'all, I get it that some people are mad at me for goofing on Trump. But if you wanted me to make jokes about Kamala Harris, you should have voted for her. So for those who threatened to stop listening to my music based on my comments last night, I just want to say with conviction, go right ahead, because I'm going to keep speaking my truth or my name isn't Post Malone.
Okay.
That's pretty funny.
Post Malone's gonna get all this.
Post is like, what the hell?
Gonna get all this hate.
Oh my gosh, that's very funny. But possibly career suicide there, Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Be careful. Learn something from the recently departed Dolly Parton. Don't talk about politics.
Didn't she quote say, "Oh, honey, I don't do politics.
Nobody wants to hear who I voted for.
I'm just an entertainer."
Yeah,
you were smart, Dolly.
Many times they had tried to drag her down that path, and she's like, yeah, I'm not going there.
She didn't go, and that's why everybody loves her.
Yeah, you're right. Worked out.
That's what's going on in your dirt.
It's really a game of BSing because I don't know if anybody's really going to truly know these answers. They might. I guess we'll just see here. But I remember that was the one gift that I had when I was in high school. I didn't do a lot of homework, but I had a way of making it sound like I kind of knew the answer when I truly did not. In fact, I was awarded the biggest BSer of the senior class. That was my
Wow.
one of my crowning moments.
Maybe one of us should host,
Pride.
and you should be a contestant in this game.
Yeah, show off the old skills.
That's kind of a cool thing to win as a. If you're trying to, BS and make people laugh.
Yeah, my mom didn't agree with that. She's like, of all the awards, this is the only thing you want. The only thing I want.
Thanks for bringing down the Ralston name.
It's the only thing I walked away with. No other superlatives. I didn't have any ropes around my neck when I graduated. Yeah.
I can see why your mom might not like it.
She was very disappointed in my high school career. So I think that's why we do this, because I like to pass on the disappointment. So what we're going to do here, you got to BS your way through an answer. We're going to find out who can give us the best and the worst answer here in Am I Close? That's how you finish up your statement. Virginia, the first question that we have for you, give us an answer and tell us, where does e pluribus unum appear and what does it mean?
Say it again?
It's not a great start with the teacher.
Did your dog eat your answer?
That was kind of long, and it sounds like it's Latin.
You don't even know where to begin.
This is how she's stalling. She's trying to think of an answer.
Hit me with that again.
E pluribus unum.
Okay.
Yes.
E pluribus unum. That is on money.
Yes.
And when we first had like money back in the day,
Yes.
pluribus, because there was many different buses you could take. There was several buses, so it's plural of buses.
I just missed the 5 o'clock pluribus.
Yeah, don't worry, there'll be one at 6.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Because there's many of them.
Yeah,
What a
and
relief.
You need the money to ride the pluribus, so that's why they put E pluribus.
Huh. It was something.
Unum?
It was almost like something you gave the bus driver to get on the bus.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's my pluribus bucks. Gotcha.
Pluribus bucks, exactly. Yeah,
Right.
you get it.
Thanks, Virginia. Appreciate you doing your work.
Am I close?
We'll find out how
You have
close.
to ask that question. You're right.
Am I close?
Am I dumb?
Okay. For you, Jbird, I'm going to ask you, what is an allegory?
An allegory is a very, very gory, horrific murder of an alligator. And
Oh, my gosh.
they never really figured out who was doing it. It was
Right.
a problem back from the 40s. And
Yes.
yeah, the goriest of alligators turned into allegory.
Gator slaughter.
Yeah, it was just.
It was gory. It was
Yeah.
alligators. It was allegory.
Some thought it was poachers. Some thought another predator came along. There's so many questions still unanswered. Am I close?
That sounds good.
I think
You know
it's
you're in
right.
trouble when Virginia approves of your answer.
That's better than pluribus. Damn. Someone studied.
And Denny's, can you tell me, what does the word esoteric mean?
Esoteric is one of my favorite types of information. It means it's information that's held secret from the common person. It's knowledge that's hidden and kept secret. Kind of things like hermeticism and alchemy, things, older stuff like that.
Yes, that it's just only a small group has the knowledge and they almost protect it. They're the keepers of the knowledge.
They are.
I mean, cumulatively, we've never sounded smarter.
I kind of feel like we are in gifted class right now. I'm just saying.
AP.
Yeah, all these
I don't
classes.
think it works that way. I don't think you guys get to jump on his answer and you like get credit.
Oh no, we were operating as a team.
No, I don't know that class worked that way. I didn't get a teen grade when I graduated. I got my grades.
I feel like an honor student.
Okay, we're trying to see here who gave us the best and the worst answer in class today for Am I Close? We asked several different questions. Virginia was asked, where does e pluribus unum appear and what does it mean? And she thought it was on the money where it appeared. And the reason is because there are many buses that come pick you up and you would hand them a bill to get on the bus, and that's where the pluribus comes in.
Plural bus.
Right, many.
Multiple buses.
Many buses.
You missed the one at 4. Don't worry, there's one coming at 5.
But let's remind the good people. It did. She was a little slow out the gate with her answer.
Hey, what, Kev?
Well, I don't get Latin thrown at me a lot, so I had to buffer.
You were right about the money. That is where you do see it, and it's Latin for out of many, one.
Bus.
There you go, yes. Okay, all right. So maybe partial credit on that. Now, we were asking Jbird, what is an allegory? And he talked about the horrific slaughter of alligators and how gory and bloody and nasty it was, and that's where you get allegory.
It's a travesty.
It's an unsolved case.
Yeah.
Plural cases come back to plural. Your answer.
Pluribus.
There you go.
Yes. If you give credit for creativity, he gets a lot. If you give credit for being right, he doesn't get any.
Oh.
If you're wondering, allegory is a story, poem, or picture that has a hidden or deeper meaning, and it uses characters or events as symbols to teach a moral lesson or to explain a political or social idea. That's an allegory.
Okay.
Like, why are you so sad? Because I drink too much. Why do you drink so much? Because I'm sad.
Because my alligator got murdered.
Yes.
Yes.
Boom, again. Yeah, exactly.
Ties in.
Pluribus.
And I was wondering if Denny's might know this word, and when I asked him what does esoteric mean, it was obvious he did. In fact, it's a word that he loves very much because he loves hidden, secret, protected knowledge.
I mean, home cooking.
Oh, I know.
These two are obviously working together.
Fred Cotillion Carl over here.
I
Trying
felt
to
like,
make us look dumb,
I felt like a
Jbird.
proud teacher when he was over there just rattling off the correct answer. I was like, that's my boy.
Denny's beamed up. He's like,
did.
He's like,
I
what?
love this word.
It was like chum in the water. As soon as I asked that, I saw his eyes light up. I'm like, he's got this. Yes, it means something that is meant for or understood by only a small group of people with special knowledge or deep interests. Ideas, topics, collections, all that kind of stuff.
Look at you, teacher's pet.
It's very pluribus.
Okay, so the worst answer on here, I think Jbird got a lot of creativity points because he only came in second place. Virginia got 54% because of the bus. Yes.
Plural buses. You don't want just one.
Hey, but we all learned something today.
We did.
Well, we all got them. Random strong opinions. And you don't have to be right. It's just your opinion. You're entitled to it. Text it into us, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. This opinion might be coming off of what we heard from Dr. Dre, saying that if you do not like AI, you just may not be creative. Now, he was also defending the kick drum, and this person said the worst thing to ever happen in the music industry is the drum machine. Okay, it is debatable. And then we did have somebody yesterday on the After the Show call out Dr. Dre as well for being going, does he even play an instrument? And does the turntable count as an instrument? I don't know. Now, another random strong opinion says, adulthood is realizing that all the childhood things you threw out when you were a teenager are now worth a fortune on eBay.
He is not lying. I was looking at something that cost, from 2018. I looked what it is now, and it's not. What's more than quadruple, whatever?
Quadruple?
Yeah, what's more than that?
Quintuple?
Yeah, it's quintuples. It's crazy.
Beyond that, I can't help you, and that just broke my brain.
Well, I think about all the toys I buried in my backyard because I'd have little wars and battles, and if they died in war, you'd bury them, have a ceremony, and I drive by that house and go, I just want to take a shovel to that thing.
What do you think about this? They say, my random strong opinion, it's more satisfying to give someone a big thumbs up instead of flipping them off, especially while driving around South Florida.
You can almost sometimes make a person more angry by being overly smiley and positive.
It's a case-by-case basis, though. You have to look at the person and size them up and see which finger they deserve.
Okay, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And another one for the car. Don't pick your nose in your car during the daytime. You know we can all see you. It's absolutely gross to see somebody is digging away in their schnoz with their entire finger.
Man, I saw a girl at the red light, and it's like, you know what happens at a red light, right? Your car stops, and we all can see you. She was up in her nose.
And that's why I got tinted windows, so I can pick in peace.
You are a picker.
I'm a picker, and guess what? I got tinted windows just for that.
Well, I think sometimes people forget they can be seen at a red light.
This random strong opinion says, Toyota drivers are the biggest D's on the road, followed by Nissan drivers, then BMW. Come fight me, you're all D's.
I personally just don't like anyone that drives a red convertible anymore. I've got an attitude towards the red convertible.
We don't know the brand of this car.
No, we do not.
Never will.
But it's just red convertibles have made the list.
Mini M&Ms are far superior to the regular M&Ms. The mini M&Ms, far superior to the regular M&Ms. Is there something about the size, texture, and all that stuff that would make that a valid comment?
I've always believed that the regular size candy bars were better than the king size of anything. So when you start messing with the size, I felt like the chemicals were messed with. It could be just a crazy theory, though.
With those M&Ms, though, it's really just about what do you like. So if you like the candy shell, I think the mini ones are going to taste better. But if you like more chocolate on the inside, then you're not going to like the minis.
I'm wondering if there's something where science could prove this. When you have the larger ones, maybe there's more space between all the M&Ms. When you have the smaller ones, maybe there's less space between them, so you get more of a chocolate punch in your mouth when you go with the minis over the regular size M&Ms.
You sound like a scientist now.
Snack science is a very, very great topic.
There you go. There's a science project for somebody to take on that I'm not going to do and not smart enough to. And Colleen is on here from Boynton Beach with a random strong opinion. What do you want to say here, Colleen?
Good morning, KVJ. Just wanted to share my strong opinion about medicine and how difficult some of them can be to open.
Geez, you're right. Isn't that the craziest?
And it's usually when you're like the sickest or, you just need it, really quickly. And what are we doing? Like, I understand keeping kids safe and all that, but man, some of them are just a pain.
She's not lying.
Yeah.
She's not lying. And don't even get me started on Pedialyte. I get emails all the time saying, Bert, how do you not know how to open Pedialyte? I can't figure out the combination, man. I always cut something on my body from the wrapping part of Pedialyte. Why do they do that?
It is sharp. I know what you're talking about.
Dude, it's a weapon.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And this is a wild, random, strong opinion. It's aluminum foil, people, not tin foil. The USA has not used tin to make foil since World War II, so why do people still call it tin foil? That is, maybe it's a grandma word that was kind of passed down. You thought it is what it was. So
I didn't get that memo. I didn't know we changed it.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Only aluminum foil, I guess, is what you're looking for. And this person believes that toilets should be made of Teflon. Okay.
So that's a person that has a bad toilet and they're just going through it right now.
Yeah. It does kind of sound that way, doesn't it?
Virginia talks about how terrible her toilets were growing up. We had bad toilets too, and it changes you.
I had the worst toilet, but I know how to fix a toilet.
Yes, you learned.
That is a skill set. If I have a problem in anybody's toilet anywhere, I know about 4 troubleshooting things I can do to fix that toilet.
You're equipped.
Beyond that, I can't help you.
This random strong opinion says Mr. Brightside by the Killers is an abysmal song.
Oh.
The lyrics that people belt out far too loudly and proudly are about a man crippled with heartache because he's being cheated on by his partner. It's not a party anthem. It's an absolute dirge of a song lyrically and musically. They may as well be singing, I'm happy because my partner is banging someone else.
Well, that's what makes the song kind of special. It is kind of upbeat. It's kind of manic. It's upbeat. It sounds like it's kind of happy and rocking.
Right.
And that's what makes it dynamic, in my opinion.
It is kind of interesting when you do take a sad song and make it sound happy.
Yeah, because sometimes it could even, it makes it hit harder.
Yeah. And this random strong opinion says, everyone you know has a skeleton inside them. I feel that this unsettling fact is not given the attention it deserves.
When I figured that,
it is kind of horrifying, yes.
When I figured that out as a little kid, it was a process to kind of come down from that one.
I wonder what my skeleton looks like.
If you could walk around a day just as your skeleton.
If I could touch my own skeleton and like look at it.
Could you imagine the horror it would be though if you could just walk around for a day in society, just your skeleton? How people would react to you.
But your voice was the same. Like
yes.
You sounded like Kevin Ross.
Right. Everything else is normal, but when they look at you, all they see is your skeleton.
I try to give you the dirt of the day. I'm a skeleton.
Oh, my gosh. You thought the dirt of the day was scary before.
Well, I always feel like a shell of a man anyway when we're doing that.
Kind of an interesting little thing that is going on here with some people talking about how maybe they don't necessarily love their friends or love people, and they find that they might be better off all alone.
They don't love their friends or people?
Yeah, that's kind of what the initial vibe is here. And here is a report on these influencers that are out there. One of them is like 24, and she talks about living her solo individual life.
Is it cool to have no friends?
I don't have a single friend, and the scary thing is, this could happen to you.
I'm 24 years old and I have no friends.
Creators like Sarah Jane Hodley and Lana Issa have been dubbed loneliness influencers, showcasing life without friendships. But are they actually lonely?
I'm not trying to shape it as in I'm completely content and happy, never speaking to a single person ever again. You know what I mean? That's not what I mean.
Humans are fundamentally social beings. Having friends can literally help you live longer, and human touch can significantly reduce stress. But loneliness looks different for different people.
For some people, they could be surrounded by many, many friends. They could have 10, 15 people around them, but if the quality of the bonds that they have with those people doesn't meet their needs, then they're lonely.
For creators like Lana, the choice to spend time alone comes after difficult experiences, abusive relationships, heartbreak, toxic friendships. It's a time to step back and rebuild.
I've gotten to the point of being comfortable with myself and my lifestyle and like healing from things that happened to me in the past where I'm okay alone. Like I enjoy my time alone. I enjoy taking myself out to do things or just staying at home on a Friday night and like eating junk food.
Setting boundaries can be healthy, but Dr. Olivia Reams warns that if protecting your peace means cutting people off too early, it could actually leave you more isolated.
Yeah, I do get in a sense what some people were saying, and I think we do judge our friends and we have a level of expectation, and people are people, and a lot of times people are not good and they do bad things and you get hurt along the way, and sometimes you feel like you can't trust anybody, and you say, with all the hassles that I get from people who are supposed to bring me joy, maybe I'm just better off living alone and cutting them out of my life so they can't hurt me anymore.
And there's levels too of, things that go wrong. If someone really has done you dirty and it rattles you greatly emotionally, sometimes it's okay to just kind of clear your head and kind of find yourself. I think it happens to a lot of people, honestly.
I get what people are saying, and I think you're right to an extent where maybe you might need to step back and just say, hey, I need to spend some time alone, get to know myself a little bit better, create a little bit of a barrier before I get back out there. But there are countless studies, too, that just show how devastating it is when we're isolated. That was one of the big things that came out of COVID, was how bad the isolation was for kids and for adults. And I don't really think that you're better off if you live on an island all by yourself. I mean, just look at what happened to Tom Hanks. He was talking to a dang volleyball.
Well, or you turn into Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, and you end up living out in the woods. I know. I see what you're saying. I think for some people, they got to have a place of their own for a little bit of solitude, but you can't stay there camp out there either, because like you're saying, that starts to mess with your mind as well. You start turning weird if you're alone all the time.
It just sucks though if you keep running into people that do you dirty. Like if you get into friendships and they do you dirty, and then you get into a new friendship and they do you dirty, I can see where someone's like, forget it then. I'm going to stop making new friends because they always hurt me.
To me, I think it's good to set boundaries and barriers pretty quickly. And sometimes when you rush into a friendship, almost like a relationship, you rush into a friendship too fast. And then you think that they're a great person, and then they do something to hurt you, just like what can happen in a relationship. So I would caution how fast you do get into some of these friendships. Keep barriers, boundaries, set them up. And over time, you build that relationship, and then you build up trust. I think a friendship and a relationship can be a lot alike, and you have to administer a lot of the same things. And I also think you have to be picky and choosy, because you've got to keep in mind that you want to have attributes in your friends that you want to have in yourself. Because look, you're going to become whoever they are. If they're bad people, you'll become a spitting image copy of them in an amount of time.
That was kind of a thing in our family. Was we were always a little weirded out if someone got too close too soon.
Yeah,
you're like, well, I don't know you like that. What's going on? What's up with this?
Why don't you have any other friends but me?
Yeah, and my mom would sniff that out a lot. Too close too soon.
Yeah,
too close too soon.
There's something with that. I think that is the game, and that's why, to me, one of the greatest things you should cherish, if you have a lifelong friend that you could get a kidney from, or you trust your life with, and you know would never do you wrong, and they may do something you don't like and they may hurt you, but if they're doing it unintentionally, sometimes you have to give them a little bit of forgiveness. But I think our greatest wealth is in the relationships that we have, and it's definitely worth investing in, but you got to take your time, you got to be choosy, and you got to pick the right people.
And like you're saying, you also got to be flexible in your thinking sometimes, and realize not everyone's going to meet to your standards, because people will disappoint you, and they may not even mean to do it.
Yeah, and sometimes you do have to have some forgiveness, and sometimes from the mistakes your friends make, you have to set a new boundary and say, okay, I realized I may have allowed them to have too much free space in my life in that category, and I need to close that door a bit. Doesn't mean I can't be friends with them, but I just now understand who they are as a person and what kind of friend they should be to me. So my question is, do you think it's better to be lonely or have some wishy-washy friends that, sometimes they're really cool and they can be a lot of fun, but can you rely on them? If it's 2 a.m. and you're stranded someplace and you called them, would they actually answer your call? Would they come and get you? Which I would consider to be a better friend.
There's levels of friends too. There's some people that are they're fun to hang out with sometimes, but then there are other times you're like, I can only hang out with that person in that kind of environment. Anything else, it just doesn't jive. It's weird. But
so what would you rather have your life full of, loneliness or wishy-washy friends to the ones you just described?
Probably wishy-washy friends, because I could control and kind of figure out when I want to be around them. And I think people do need people around them. I think going into a deep, deep solitude can be dangerous at times.
Right. I tend to agree with you, because you can't have, and look, a lot of my friendships are just casual. We can hang out, we have a couple drinks, we can have dinner, but I may not be calling you, I may not be pouring my heart out to you, and I would consider them to be, okay, they're just kind of an acquaintance, and that's fine. But I would much rather have that than spending every Friday and Saturday night home all by myself doing nothing and saying, well, at least I'm staying away from toxic people. Now, I asked KVJ TV, I said, what would you rather have? To be alone and lonely, or to have wishy-washy friends? 75% of people are choosing lonely.
I'm choosing lonely.
You are.
Because here's why for me. Toxic people give me a level of frustration, because now I have to deal with whatever problem you've created, and it stresses me out, and I have to figure out how to fix what you've broken in my life or with somebody that I care about's life. Like, that just gives me a plate of problems. If I'm by myself, guess what? No plate of problems.
And there are some people who are just kind of designed to be more of a lone wolf.
Sure, you're right, and they're okay with it. And I think you have to know who you are. And I've seen so much on the social media blogs, people in South Florida, and particularly Miami, just saying it is so hard to find a good friend in this city, that everybody is very superficial. They're all out for themselves. And, some people, I think, feel that way, that why would I even invest in some of these relationships? Now, ultimately, the best is to have a great friend, sometimes in your life, you likely can count the great friends you had in your life on one hand. That's how rare it is to find a truly great friend.
Well, too many cooks in the kitchen starts to get kind of loud and messy.
Yeah.
It's hard to manage.
Yeah, so I think it's good to venture out because you never know when you might find a lifelong friend that is that way. And if you have one or two, consider yourself blessed and lucky. I think it's worth the try, but you got to set boundaries. But you can see a lot of people are like these influencers who would rather be lonely.
I think some people got social media burnout where everything, their life is like, look, I'm eating an egg.
Yeah.
Look, I think there's a burnout for some people.
Yeah, and honestly, some people may find that is their connection to human beings is social media.
Yeah.
They just spend time and they think they know humanity, which is what's really scary, and that's probably why we look at humanity the way we do, because we think what we see on social media is truly society and everybody in it.
People are monsters.
Yes, and
It can make you think the world's way worse than what it is.
It can, but I would still encourage you, go out there and try relationships. They are worth the pain.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com. Well, there's a new movie coming out based on Chris Hansen and his whole To Catch a Predator days. The movie's called A24, and it's called Primetime, and the company is A24. And Robert Pattinson is starring as Chris Hansen in the movie. So the company A24 tried to get Chris Hansen to sign this NDA, and they were like, hey, if you want to come see the movie all about your life, just sign this NDA, and then you can come be at the private, fun, VIP screening ahead of time. And Chris Hansen was like, let me see this NDA. And so he took it to his lawyer, and he's like, look, clause 5 in it says that I hereby release the company and its parents, subsidiaries, affiliates, divisions, agents, and representatives, employees, successors, and individuals from any claims demand that arise out of or in conjunction with this project, including recipients' screening of the project. So I think he's like, wait a minute, this means that I just sign off on everything and I'm cool with it and I'm not going to come after you. I'm going to release you from any kind of lies that you tell about me. And he was like, no, I'm not signing it. So if you see the new movie Primetime with Robert Pattinson playing the role of Chris Hansen is not signing off on this.
Well, I mean, you could argue he's kind of the one that started the whole craze of catching predators that you see online now.
He did.
And then you have the whole story of how that show got canceled, which is, it's really crazy. The whole story is.
Well, there's accusations that it started becoming like there was actors and that it wasn't really catching a predator anymore. Now it was like a script.
He's got he still does this. He has his own show on YouTube, and it does really well. He's still up to his old tricks. He always has a one-liner ready to go.
Good for him.
I think it's fascinating. I mean, how true will the story be that this production company tells? I want to see the movie, and then I want to hear what Chris Hansen has to say after he sees it.
I always wondered, too, if some of those guys he would, get put on national TV. I don't think all of them went to prison or jail. Do you have security walking around you thinking someone wants to get revenge on you?
Great question. Do you live in fear? Paramount is developing a sequel to the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. We loved the original movie starring Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey. The studio is intending to have them bring back their roles, and Kate Hudson is going to be producing the movie. The original grossed nearly $180 million on only a $50 million budget.
I wonder how that's going to be. It's one of my wife's favorite movies. She loves that, always has. But there's a moment in time and in your life where it works. And I'm just wondering, the dynamics of who they were and that place in their life was so special to make that movie make sense and work. You just wonder now, you'd have to recreate a whole different energy and a magic to make this happen now at their ages. I mean, it was what, 2003? What, 23 years ago now that movie was made? That's wild.
Sometimes when you wait too long, you might want to just keep the original.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. I'm apprehensive that they could do anything even close to as good. I mean, look, we just saw the The Devil Wears Prada when they did that after a 20-year gap, and I've heard mixed reviews, especially in this studio, about how that movie is.
I did not love it.
Okay. Yeah, that's the question.
But I want to give How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days Part 2 a shot.
Sure.
Okay. That's kind of cozy, though. If you're an actor that, you had some kind of success in a movie, there's a chance they might bring you back for a sequel.
Sweet, because I got bills.
Even like 25 years later, there's a chance.
And finally here, ended on a sad note. We told you early about the passing of Dolly Parton. I'm sure all of us were shocked yesterday because we thought she was going to bounce back from whatever she was going through. But I guess we didn't know a lot of the details that were happening. She kept those things a little private. She was admitted to the Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville early this past Friday morning, and then she passed away yesterday, and they said it was a brief battle with cancer, and that, she gave a lot of money to that Vanderbilt Ingram University Medical Center, and she really believed in medical research and generosity and philanthropy, and did beautiful work with her Imagination Library. And, everybody in her family yesterday was saying that that's what they want her to be remembered for, her unconditional love for others and the lasting impact she left behind. Sad stuff. Dolly Parton, dead at the age of 80.
Here is the message that her family issued yesterday in the video.
This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
And, a lot of people don't even realize how long she had been a star. She was just a little kid when, out of Sevierville, Tennessee, she got on the radio and started doing big stuff.
Here's our youngest singing sensation here. It was Dolly Parton. Dolly.
But it was only when I got on stage the first time and sang in front of a crowd. I was just about 10 then, and I sang my song, and they kept bringing me back, wanting me to sing it, sing it, sing it. That was the moment that I realized that was what I was going to do for the rest of my life.
How about that?
That's cool audio.
Yeah.
To still have that. She went on to have 25 number one hits with Jolene, 9 to 5, Islands in the Stream, I Will Always Love You, some bangers that we knew as kids that maybe kids today don't know.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving.
Baby, sweet love, she made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I will always, always love you. I will love.
Yeah, just amazing. And the stories that she has on that song may be one of her biggest hits. And Elvis back in the day had said, hey, I want to perform that song. And she's like, oh my gosh, she loved Elvis, the king, of course, in that era. And he said, but I'm going to need 50% of the publishing rights. And she hung up the phone, cried all night long, and the next day told him, sorry, you can't have it. And
Dang.
she wound up making all that money because of it. And she was saying that later on she had heard that as the king and Priscilla were leaving the courthouse when they got their divorce, he turned to her and he sang that song to her, I Will Always Love You.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was really cool because she even talked about the first time she heard it on the radio when Whitney Houston was performing it.
It was the most unbelievable thing I'd ever heard. I'd never even believed my little song could be done like that. People say, well, she claims it's her record. I said, it is her record. It's my song, but it's most definitely her record. It didn't sound like that when I had it. She made me rich.
She made me rich. God bless old Dolly. And, you know, the thing that I think a lot of people know about Dolly Parton is maybe not even her acting career, her musical career, but just the joy that she brought to people and how she treated every single person that she met and what she had to say. People today definitely know. This is a great message from Dolly Parton.
You are enough, and anyone who tells you otherwise isn't worth your time. You got this. Yes, I'm talking to you. Other people didn't always believe in me. And in those times, I had to believe in myself. Plus, nothing's better than proving people wrong. Make a list of the things you love about yourself. They can be big or small, like I cook a mean chicken pot pie, or I'm a great mom. And if you tell yourself enough nice things, eventually you'll believe them too.
How do you not love that woman?
That's pretty
not love that woman.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, man, it is amazing. Jelly Roll said she might be the last American that everybody liked, and that might be it. And that's a sad thing. And we need more Dollys in this world. We really do. Where she's gone, somebody else needs to step up and take her place because we need people that are treating people more like what Dolly did than what people do today. Imagine you have booked a fun little group couples retreat, and then the couple you're going to be going on your retreat with decides they're going to get a divorce right before you go, and everything's already paid for.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
That's a mess.
That's what's going on here. It says, my husband and I booked a vacation with another couple who we've been friends with for years, and then they break up 2 weeks now before the trip is coming up. Now, my husband's saying that we're still going because the rooms and flights are paid for, so that's not going to affect our trip. But she is like, look, I do not want to go if they're both going to be there and they're going to be fighting. And I say that whoever cancels should eat the money. My husband's like, well, you know what? We'll tell him, be like, you guys figure it out. If you're there, we're going to be there too. It doesn't matter. We're going to be there regardless. To me, I don't think we should keep that invitation open that they both should show up. So what would you do? Because he's like, whoever shows up, shows up. I could be cool with whomever. And the wife's like, you just don't understand what kind of drama they're going to ruin our entire vacation.
I just,
This is a mess.
What exes would want to go on vacation together right before divorce?
I know. Isn't one of them going to back out? And me and my man, we cool. We already paid for this, so we're going to go, and you two figure out which one of you is going.
Yeah, I'm still going on my vacation.
And the other couple's playing chicken. So neither one of them like going, well, I'm going. And so neither one of them are wanting to back out. It's almost like out of spite now that they say, I'm still going on this trip.
Dude, I would just be honest with them and say, look, we bought this trip and our marriage is good and we're cool. Sorry about your divorce. Well, we don't want no thunderstorms on this trip.
If I can't get any refunds on my trip, I'm going on my trip.
Absolutely, yeah. I think without a doubt, you go on the trip. Whoever shows up and whoever's there is there. And I think you can be very forward in this whole thing, and you can hang out with them, maybe even have a drink. And if they start fighting and it's not cool and not like it regularly was, clearly you guys need to work on some things, and you decided to come. So I don't know why, but you guys can go figure it out. But we're going to go do our own little vacation. You guys have your miserable time together, but it shouldn't affect how you live.
You're not a jerk to say, if you guys start fighting, y'all, that ain't the kind of vacation we want to go on. And that's something you guys got to figure out. If you guys start fighting, don't be surprised if you don't see us that much.
I wouldn't plan any excursions together.
Definitely do not go on a boat together.
Especially when it's way out in the ocean.
Do not.
You ever seen open water?
Being stuck on a boat when there is drought drama.
you're right.
It's awful.
Keep your hanging out to just the bar area right at the hotel where you guys are. Yes, no excursions. That's a great call. But yeah, I'm still going without a doubt. In America, we love these trials, and the latest one to captivate our attention is the one of Lindsay Clancy, who was accused of killing her 3 children, Cora, 5, Dawson, 3, Callan, 8 months of age, a crime that nobody really can ever imagine, especially if you're a loving mother. You'd think, how could you possibly do something like this? And the fact that it could have been premeditated makes a lot of people feel very unsympathetic to this Lindsay Clancy. But the other side of it is, was she experiencing postpartum psychosis? Was she over-medicated? Was she asking for help, a help that she did not get? Now, they had a couple of experts that were strongly disputing the psychosis claim. The prosecution's final rebuttal witness from yesterday testified with Kirk Heilbrunn, who is a forensic psychiatrist. Gregory Sathoff also testified, both of whom challenged the defense's mental illness theory that they had. They argued that Clancy understood what she was doing and deliberately killed the children and then attempted suicide. This is the psychologist, Kirk Heilbrunn, that is talking right here.
And doctor, did you form an opinion to a reasonable degree of psychological certainty as to whether or not the defendant was criminally responsible when she killed her children?
Yes.
And what is that opinion?
My opinion, my clinical opinion, since I'm not the decision maker here, but my clinical opinion is that she was criminally responsible on January 24th.
Now, he concluded that Clancy suffered from bipolar 2 and depression rather than acute psychosis at the time of the events, arguing she understood her actions. She knew what she was doing, and they were premeditated, sending her husband on fool's errands far away from the house to go get dinner and then get something else to give her enough time to be able to take care of their 3 children. Now, the defense attorney, Kevin Reddington, he questioned Heilbrunn's direct practical experience with postpartum psychosis and said, you know, the last time you handled this was 1982, right? And he's like, yeah. So they're like, it's a bit of time since you've really seen this case and been an expert in it.
And then it was revealed it wasn't even about postpartum psychosis. It wasn't. This guy is not an expert. This is the prosecution's expert.
Now, the prosecution is finishing their rebuttal testimony. The closing arguments are expected to start tomorrow. Jury deliberations potentially begin on Friday. So it sounds like this is going to be ending pretty quick, and we'll know. Now, if she's convicted, Clancy is facing life in prison without parole, and if she's found not criminally responsible, then she would be committed to a state psychiatric hospital rather than simply released, is what's going on with that.
Would that be for life?
I think so, yeah. I mean, if you look at other cases where this has happened, like Andrea Yates, I think that's her outcome.
Well, Andrea Yates is very different. We all know she did it, and no one's yelling about free Andrea Yates.
Okay.
Well, these 2 cases are very different.
Even though she's admitted that she did do it, Lindsay Clancy?
She admitted she did it after she was told she did it. If you listen to the exact testimony from Kirk Heilbrunn yourself, the guy you just played, he says on the stand that she recounted doing it after she was told she did it.
Okay.
It was not a memory.
Mm-hmm.
She also was telling everybody, oh, yeah, I cut the screen. There's no cut in the screen before you jumped out. She said, I cut the screen and then I jumped out. There's no cut in the screen.
Yeah. So you're thinking you could have, what, a not guilty verdict that could come from this? And they say, we don't believe that she actually did do it. Maybe we need to open an investigation into somebody else.
I think the investigation never happened. And I think it would be really nice to have it actually really investigated. Mm-hmm. Why are his phone records private? Patrick Clancy never had to turn over his phone records?
Okay.
That's not a full investigation.
So are you trying to say that he did it and she did not do? Is that your claim?
I wasn't there. I don't know who did it, but I would like a full, real investigation.
Okay.
If she confessed to doing something with no memory of doing it, she confessed to doing something they told her she did. because she felt like she did because she believed her husband at the time.
Well, I guess if your outcome would happen, she'd have to be found not guilty, and then they open an investigation to say, okay, we need to find out who did kill these 3 kids.
That's what I think should happen.
Okay. Well, I guess that's why people are invested in this. One side or the other, people have strong opinions.
Very strong.
About Lindsay Clancy. And, you know, the really big point about this is you have 3 kids that are dead. Cora, Dawson, Callan. Those are really the names that do matter. And what concerns me the most is that we don't learn enough about postpartum psychosis, and this terrible story repeats itself another time. I saw there was this attorney, his name's Alex Thomason, and he's using TikToks to file motions to have children removed from their psychotic mothers. He's trying to identify situations where kids might be in harm's way and do something about it. And he did have his own take on Lindsay Clancy and some of the things that people build up about her not having the resources to get the help that she needed.
This is about children, not about parent rights. And so when it's framed the way that it's been framed by these supporters, it's framed in a way of, let's focus on me and my rights. Well, if you look at Lindsay Clancy, she had a husband who made $400,000. She had a mother, a father. She had multiple doctors. She had more help than anyone that I have had. I represent a lot of women. I've never had anyone with that much help. And so when I look at like, what's the defect here? Well, the defect has to do with how people are identifying with a child killer.
She asked for help, and he told one of the sets of parents, either her parents or his parents, no, don't come. They wanted to come to the house, and he told them no, and they testified to that.
Well, you've got a breakdown here, and those kids were not protected the way that they should have been. And so if there's any outcome that happens from the Lindsay Clancy case, I hope that there's better protections for children who are in dangerous situations from parents that may not be mentally stable. So that's what I hope happens with the whole thing. But you can see and tell that obviously people are captivated by this case as it continues on. And I imagine this time next week, we might possibly have a verdict. So we'll see how it all goes down.
Yes, I can't wait for it to wrap up because honestly, I think about it way too much. And
You're
it's
all
really,
in, huh?
I'm in the shower. I think about it. I'm going to bed. I think about it. It's just, it's got a lot of us really rocked.
Well, maybe unplug from all of it for a little
I can't until we have a verdict.
My suggestion would be unplug.
I can't.
I think you need to unplug, dog.
I can't, dog.
All right. I'm just trying to be your friend right now.
I know Virginia's in it. I don't know a lot about Instagram, but she showed me how I could get my DMs yesterday, and I noticed there was about 85 DMs of videos Virginia sent me about this case. So I can tell she's really in it.
I know. I'm trying to be more of a friend than a coworker right now.
I hear you. Yeah.
You can't save me, bruh.
Yeah, I'm just unplug, I think.
You got your pink shirt. You're going to go out by the courthouse?
I'm not going to do all that.
Okay. But you are definitely watching and invested.
Definitely watching and very invested.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
The Whacked Out News being powered by Lebovic Law Group, Warriors for Justice. Well, they got him. 22-year-old Zymir Hughes has been arrested in Las Vegas. He is the dude that was in Philly that was terrorizing anywhere from 15 to 16 people in Center City while wearing that Chucky-style Halloween mask. He went up to that one 40-year-old jogger and asked, "Are you ready to die?"
Kind of like a low-budget, off-brand Chucky mask that made it look even more horrifying.
Yeah, it was kind of wild. Now, U.S. Marshals got him in Las Vegas in an apartment complex. Now he's facing charges of terroristic threats, harassment, simple assault, reckless endangerment, and intimidation.
Good. I'm glad they got him. That's crazy. They had to go all the way to Vegas and he was hiding in somebody's apartment and they were like, gotcha.
Yeah, the whole I was just messing around or I was messing about, just kidding, it ain't gonna fly for this one. You can't go up to people and say that.
Well, they think he was doing it for social media and for, clicks, shares, likes. And this is the kind of stuff we have to shut down. Be like, this crosses a line. We can't have this kind of chaos happening in society when people literally are coming up and stabbing, shivving people, attacking them, whatever, just out of nowhere. You can't have somebody that is approaching you with that kind of energy. because nothing good is going to come out of it.
Well, if someone's wearing a Chucky mask and tells me or asks me if I'm wanting to die, I'm thinking they're gonna
kill me.
They want to kill me.
They're gonna follow through because people are getting stabbed on the street all the time.
And I'm not trying to find out if they're bluffing or not.
No, and that's horrifying.
Mm-hmm. Well, 21-year-old Pompano Beach man, Vincent Evans, was arrested after allegedly attacking a 16-year-old employee at a Chuck E. Cheese because the teen was dating Evans' ex-girlfriend and allegedly got her pregnant.
Oh, no.
What a messy place that is, huh? Wow. Deputies say Evans approached the teen from behind at the North Federal Highway Chuck E. Cheese location Saturday night, dragged him to the ground, and started a fight. Evans and another woman then fled with the confrontation captured on surveillance video. Evans and the woman share a child, and investigators say Evans' ex is now pregnant with the teen's child.
Oh, my.
Evans was arrested in Fort Lauderdale shortly after midnight and charged with child abuse without great bodily harm, and he was being held at the Broward, Maine jail.
We were just talking yesterday about fighting at Chuck E. Cheese. It's so bizarre.
It's like the universe heard our call. Like, hey, guys, I got a story for you.
You want some more? Here you go.
Wow. 28-year-old Jeremiah Pasquale got arrested and charged with driving under the influence, fleeing and eluding law enforcement and criminal mischief after crashing an SUV into Restoration Baptist Church on Southwest Washington Avenue in Indiantown. Martin County Sheriff's deputies attempted to stop Pasquale late Monday night after observing his vehicle swerving into the grass. He then refused to pull over. They did a pit maneuver, and he still failed to stop and took off and ultimately struck a tree, a power pole, and then the side of the church.
How do you think this is going to end, honestly? Like, what are you doing?
I always wonder that when someone's on the lam like that, what's going through your head? And are you really thinking you are going to get away?
Like, you can't possibly think the odds are in your favor.
There's 3,000 people following you.
And they got, like, police dogs ready to get you if you get out of that car.
I feel like police dogs are pretty good at finding their subject.
Yeah.
He unfortunately destroyed the air conditioning unit at Restoration Baptist and caused thousands of dollars in property damage before they took him into custody. 4 New Jersey teens allegedly stole a $220,000 Mercedes G-Wagon and led police on a more than 4-hour pursuit before crashing head-on into a Hyundai.
Oh, no.
At about 7:52 a.m. on Saturday. It's just before 8 a.m. You would not think this kind of stuff would be going on. The crash killed 54-year-old Robert Barr and his longtime partner, 67-year-old Alice Stillwell.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
The suspects, an 18-year-old and 3 juveniles, were largely uninjured, of course, and arrested for trying to flee on foot. But they've got some serious charges staring them down. I assume they'll probably go to charge them all as adults. And
probably.
You have just lost all of your adolescence and a good part of your adulthood. A Canadian mother of 2, Alex Garneau, was killed when a Beach King Air 200 lost power in one engine and crashed into a highway while attempting an emergency landing. The plane carrying 2 crew members and 6 passengers to Prince George International Airport struck 4 vehicles.
Oh, man.
Remarkably, everybody on the plane survived without reported injuries. The driver said the plane suddenly appeared on top of him with its wings shearing the roof off his vehicle and showering him with glass.
Can you imagine?
You're just driving down the road and all of a sudden, you're like, what is going on? He escaped with cuts. Now, the person who was killed is survived by her husband, Jordan, and children, Josie and Jackson. Just sad and terrible stuff. And it just goes to show you just never know, right? You're driving down the road and all of a sudden a plane comes out of nowhere.
You never know.
Yep.
It's horrifying.
It is. I didn't know that Waymos had this capacity, but after they get in an accident, they pull over to exchange information.
They do?
And I know this because, a Waymo driverless taxi was caught on video getting hit by a minivan and just kept on driving. There's this short video that shows the van pulling out of a Costco, which collides with the Waymo vehicle. And by the way, it looks like the van was what was responsible. The
At fault.
Yeah, the Waymo had the responsibility, and that's the question we've had. If we had all driverless cars, how significantly would we reduce deaths and injuries on the roadways? Because you look at this point, Waymo wasn't to blame. It was the actual driver. So that's
the human.
1 for the Waymo, 0 for the human. Yeah, so it was kind of interesting.
I
but yeah,
told you about my experience with Waymo. I went into it very skeptical. I came out loving it.
You love a Waymo?
I love a Waymo.
Thought it was good, huh?
I don't want them on the highway. I don't want to go 70 miles an hour. But the way they are in Miami, they take all the back roads and they don't go fast. And I loved it.
Yeah, that is probably a different experience doing just a short little Waymo ride, slow, versus going on a highway.
Even if you have to go a long distance, the Waymo won't go on 95. It won't go on a busy road. It only takes the back roads because it knows its limitations. Speed kills. And I think right now they're still working it out.
I know. I-95 is just littered with people that don't know how to drive.
That's where he almost died a couple Mondays ago.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't forget about it, Kev, mainly because Virginia keeps bringing it up.
Yes. That's an easy way to remember it. Well, if you're a person that loves your privacy, they say parked Waymos actively record 360-degree video and audio even without passengers aboard.
Huh.
So Waymos always watch, and imagine when we have an army of those things on the roads, they'll always have a camera on you. Just so you know.
Some people are going to be doing some weird things in the Waymos, man.
Oh, my gosh. There's going to be so much sexy time in the Waymo.
It will become an OnlyFans situation. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
I wonder if they'll have a default where it'll start pulling over and stop the ride if you do anything like that.
It might, because there's cameras on you as a passenger, and they can enable the microphone as well to see and hear, but they can already see you.
Okay, then that's probably that's what will happen then.
Well, the thing that'll get crazy is what if it can pull over to the side of the road, lock the door so you can't get out until police come?
Oh, damn.
That's some Terminator stuff.
How wild would that be, huh?
Damn.
31-year-old North Carolina triathlon coach Jonathan Bruni fought off a 4 to 5 foot alligator that attacked him during an Ironman training swim in South Carolina's Savannah River.
Oh, no.
He was about 1,000 yards into the swim, and then the gator pulled him underwater by his right arm.
Well, you're in his river. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
He lives there. You don't.
Well, he apparently got this tactic by watching the Three Stooges. He jammed his thumb into the alligator's eye and went, whoa, 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 whoa. And the alligator's like, whoa.
It released?
Yes.
The alligator didn't do the thing with the hand where they try to block him.
Yeah, that would be amazing. It's all underwater. Another triathlete, Matthew Davis, used a swim buoy cord as a makeshift tourniquet until passerbys could call 911. He needed stitches, but the bite mainly damaged skin and fatty tissue, not muscle. They couldn't find the gator, though. It got away. It did that.
If you know gators are in the river and you still jump in the river to swim, dude.
Well, they do it in these triathlons. I mean, that's kind of part of it, Virginia, jumping into the elements and seeing what happens.
I told you about the Peace River. The thing was littered with gators, and people, like little kids, are swimming in there. Gator eyeballs are popping up right by their head.
Oh,
no.
They're
not at all scared or fazed by the gator.
You would not catch this hooker in that water ever.
Well, me and my boy Bigfoot couldn't believe it.
I'm going to be landlocked.
Yep. And a couple things to make note. Panda Express, I can't wait to hear their statement today to talk about the employee in Milwaukee that was standing on a fryer spraying chemicals all over the food while cleaning. He was above it cleaning off stuff, but he's spraying all the stuff, and you can see the mist drifting down onto the food that he's about to serve.
Oh,
and that's
no.
something that you know because it was on video. Imagine all those moments that have happened in your life that you didn't know went down like that.
You are so right.
Someone spraying something right by your food.
Someone drops your nuggets and just puts them back in the fryer.
We've all eaten dropped nuggets, every one of us.
Yeah. Police in Poland arrested a 23-year-old man after he ordered hundreds of pizzas to be delivered at random addresses across the country. It was a little pizza prank, and they got him.
Oh.
Yeah.
He did it without paying for them.
Yeah, I don't even know how he did. I assume so. And tell me about this clip. I know people love it when people on the news just kind of go off and start laughing and get all cracked up. This is WABI meteorologist Patrick Osborne, who was doing this segment on Sunday. Now, he and a producer had queued up a Charlie Brown-inspired audio clip to tease anchor Josh Gabbard, but Osborne accidentally triggered an hour-long loop, and he said, I thought it was a 5-second video, but about 20 seconds into his live Sunday forecast, he was interrupted by wah, 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 wah. You know that little sound that we're always playing here on the show?
It's a great sound.
He got cracked up, and he could not contain it.
And resulting in the chance for some heavier precipitation, a few bands of storms in some spots. We got to finish up this weather right now. I'm so sorry. I'm losing my mind over here. Plenty of those 70s, some low 80s, and spots on Monday. I can have this stuff.
What is going on right now?
It almost sounds like he's weeping.
I can't tell.
Is someone tickling him?
I don't know.
What is going on?
This is one of the oddest fits of laughter I think I've ever heard in my life.
He better be getting tickled by like 3 people.
I mean, he almost sounds brokenhearted.
Sir, you got to get it together.
I've never had this happen before. Oh, jeez. All right, let me get it together real quick. I'm so sorry. Dew points will be falling off. This is what rainfall is looking like. Then let's just throw it to the 7 days. Oh, my gosh.
What is going on with this guy?
Is this real?
Wow.
Is this real? They don't let this go on that long on the TV.
I mean,
they pull him aside and say, all right, buddy, this is your last day. Bye.
Because sometimes it's very funny and when you have a real moment like that, but that it's going on
That went on too long, and you can't understand him, and now it's crossed the line into annoying.
Right, that's what I kind of thought as well. I was like, this might be the one getting cracked up clip that I actually do not like.
For hilarious coastal spots. Different story, a little cooler. Low to the 70s. Josh, please take it. Whatever happened to professionalism, Patrick?
Wow. Dude, get it together.
I don't know, y'all.
That might be fake.
I'm wondering as well.
That might be fake.
I'm wondering as well.
We all agree it was annoying.
Yes.
It really was. That was one that did not hit the mark.
I can't get them 5 minutes back because he went on and on and on.
Maybe we got to see it. I don't know.
I'm good.
Yeah, you too.
You watch it and let me know.
You're good.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
So this morning I was coming into work. It's very dark outside as it is when we start this show, and driving my mother-in-law's sweet 2011 Volkswagen convertible Bug.
Nice.
And then I see something dark or something moving around the vent. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
The vent.
Cockroaches start coming out.
No.
And crawling all over the dash and steering wheel. And I'm like,
How many?
It was dark. I couldn't tell. I saw 1, 2, 3 maybe.
It was inside the car.
Inside of the car.
If there's 3, there's a lot more in there.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, but, I hear about this in the houses, but your car. Now, I know that sometimes people get a mouse or a rat infestation in the car because they sometimes, at least up north, they like the heat of the engine, so they get in there and make nests, and that can be an issue. But I never thought about the cockroaches. Does this happen to people where they make their nests in a car and thrive in there?
It does happen. I've seen it happen to someone I know, and they had to get an exterminator, and they basically fogged out the car. They couldn't drive it for, I think, 2 days because of the poison stuff in there, but they said it nuked every roach in that thing.
Wow.
We're not doing all that. We're going to put this car on Facebook Marketplace. Right now. We are putting this car up.
So my entire drive, it's so dark, and I'm on back roads that are not well lit. So the entire time I'm driving, I could swear things are crawling on my neck, and you get that, like the psychos. I'm like, I am covered in cockroaches right now.
You're in a roach ride.
Oh my gosh, just stuck. I'm like, I didn't want to swerve or do anything crazy to cause an accident or kill myself, but I'm like, oh my gosh.
Park that thing and walk.
And guess what? They outnumber you. It's you versus them.
Well, and then I saw him in the one. I was going at, and I'm like, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to hit it. I'm like, and it went right back into the vent and just disappeared. I'm like, how many more are in there?
They're resilient.
Oh, well, there's one. There's more.
And then I got to drive home. Yeah.
in your roach car. Man, we got some problems going on with the vehicles on the show.
Jeez, man, really? Gosh. Yeah, my skin is still crawling. I still feel like I have cockroaches like stuck in my shirt and all that. So if you see a cockroach crawling up my neck, just let me know. You'll know where it came from.
I almost would rather have gotten into my wreck than to have that problem that you have.
Wrecked car or roach car?
I think I'd take wreck.
It was not ideal. Not ideal. All right, Bird, what you got on your mind today?
Do y'all remember when I was dabbling around trying to make jelly bean soup?
Yes.
Okay, well, I got
before or after peanut butter and jelly soup?
It was all the same time. I couldn't remember if I brought up jelly bean soup on the air or if I talked to you guys off separately. But jelly bean soup, the peanut butter and jelly soup, that was something I was talking about. So maybe that's what it was, the peanut butter and jelly soup. Well, I got a buddy who lives out in Arizona, and he heard us talking about all these soups and stuff. And he's a lot like me. He's goofy and he's silly, and he is really being serious about starting a business, and asked if I was okay if he can try to do jelly bean soup, peanut butter jelly soup. I'm like, I don't care. Go for it. Listen to what he wants to know. What does KVJ Nation think of this idea? And in his brain, it would be kind of like a sit-down restaurant, but for these kind of items. Jelly bean cookies, jelly bean ice cream, jelly bean soup, jelly bean merch, jelly bean brownies, jelly bean fudge, some of the ideas he has. And his wife is kind of supporting the idea as well. Is this a great idea? Because I said, follow your passion, dog. But then I don't know if that's always a great thing to tell somebody.
Follow your passion right into bankruptcy.
Exactly. I mean, if your passion is jelly beans and making it all kind of niche-y with jelly beans, is that a good move? Would people love that? Or
where does he plan to sell all this jelly bean stuff?
Probably online, and then have a brick and mortar type of a location.
A brick and mortar is going to be really expensive. He needs to start with something like a Rust Market.
Yeah, okay, I like it. These are all notes I'll bring back to him. But I think him and his wife have it set in their heart that they want a brick and mortar type of kind of. I know it's tough.
Based on jelly beans?
That's why I'm saying, is this just completely too goofy of an idea for brick and mortar?
Start online, do it out of your house, and then you can claim your home as your home office on your taxes.
The other thing I told him, too, I said, I don't know if jelly beans is one of them snacks that everybody loves. I'm not a big jelly bean lover. Yeah. They're not my favorite.
No, I don't love them. Even when I would eat them, I could have a few, but it would be something that I'd have to come back to sparingly.
I only like Jelly Belly, which is called the gourmet jelly bean. Those are the ones that have like buttered popcorn flavored and like pina colada flavored.
Yeah. But would you consider yourself a jelly bean fan?
Not unless it's Jelly Belly.
They have to be elevated, Kevin.
Regular jelly beans, like the kind that the Easter Bunny would bring, just those regular
like
low-budget Brocks. No. Mr. Brock, you can shove those jelly beans where the sun don't shine.
I guess I wanted to ask KVJ Nation and test the passion level of the jelly bean.
Well, tell your friend good news. 15% of our audience thinks it's a good idea.
See, that's why we do this. These are hardcore numbers. We're crunching numbers right now.
Do not buy a brick and mortar.
You're going to be done in 3 months.
So call him back and say, do not follow your passion.
Hey, no, if you want to lose a ton of money and time, absolutely do it.
I do love the creative spirit, though.
Yeah. Well,
he's circling them. He's trying to find something.
And you never know. You know, it's odd. I tell you what I love. Savannah has some of these popcorn themed little, and it's a small little cubby of a restaurant. It's not even a restaurant. You go in there and they've got these tins, but they have like 100 different flavors of popcorn that you can get. And it's amazing. It's like gourmet popcorn.
But they have foot traffic built in constantly.
They're on a busy street in Savannah. Yeah.
And those are expensive rents.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's small though too. So if they're paying square foot, it seems like the business model is working.
Gotcha.
I hope he doesn't. I hope I don't give him the numbers and say only 15% think it's a good idea. So what you're telling me, there's a chance then.
And part of that 15% is drunk.
Yeah.
Or maybe just trolling.
What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, my car is back to good.
Okay.
I'm so excited. You know, I was yelling at Magnolia because she hit a mailbox. And then I hit a mailbox with my car. But my friend who does body work so good, you can't even tell where I scratched up the car. It looks like it's brand new.
Okay.
And I am so happy that it was able to be fixed.
Gosh, I mean, talk about rubbing it in not only my face, but the Kevin Ralston's face. He's got a roach car.
I know. I got an infestation. She's got this pristine, amazing vehicle now without a scratch.
I have no car. I'm Ubering to doctor appointments, which, by the way, very depressing.
Well, if you do decide that you want to fix your Jeep, my body guy, Mike, is really good. He can help you.
Dude, my Jeep's done. It's dead. It's unfixable.
Rest in peace?
No, I cursed it. I left the junkyard, and I had some words from my Jeep.
Damn.
To a point where my girlfriend's like, baby, it's okay.
You're talking to a car.
You're talking to a car.
Well, it has definitely done a lot to kill the desires of people getting alcohol these days. A lot more people, even older people, are moving to THC as a way to de-stress and to get better sleep. It's been happening, though, long enough that some people have got some stories, good and bad. Is it really effective? Is it really working? Now, Howie Mandel says that he almost died after self-medicating during the COVID-19 pandemic. And part of his thing was doing them gummies. Here's what he had to say.
I live like I'm in a pandemic anyhow. And then when there's a real one, it was hard for me to handle. It was hard for a lot of people, but I wasn't strong enough to handle it. And I couldn't sleep. So I started taking gummies to go to sleep. And then there wasn't enough gummies to take. So I would take a lot of gummies. And then I would take gummies and smoke some too. And then I would take gummies, smoke some, and just drink also. And really, I was just trying to escape and make myself unconscious. And there were times where my wife, she couldn't wake me up, or she thought she was going to take me to the hospital. And then there's no middle ground with me, so I don't smoke, or I haven't had a beer or anything. I can't do things in moderation. I can't do anything in moderation.
Yeah.
It wasn't healthy and it wasn't good, and it's not an excuse, but it's just it was really bad.
Wow.
But Howie's saying a few things here. He's saying it sounds like he was drinking alcohol. He was doing a ton of weed. And look, weed's not for everybody. It doesn't agree with everybody. And if you're doing a ton of it and you're drinking on top of that, that's going to mess up your whole chemistry.
Yeah. Now, there's a couple things that people need to realize. And look, I am using the THC to try to get better sleep. And I've had it, and it does definitely make me groggy. And I've a lot of times have a hard time turning my brain off, always thinking about what I got to do. And it puts me in a place where I'm like, I'm out. Now, yeah, you're a little groggy when you wake up, but I can shake that off pretty quick. And I feel ultimately I've got a good system going on. So for me personally, it feels like it's working. And I know other people are trying it. Now, they are saying overall, and what they're discovering is they suggest it doesn't necessarily improve overall sleep quality. And they say that actually long-term use may actually make sleep worse if you're using THC to fall asleep. They say it has the sedative effects. It can reduce the time it takes to fall asleep, especially for people dealing with chronic pain, anxiety, or insomnia. But while users often report sleeping better, studies are showing that THC can suppress REM sleep, which you need for dreaming, memory consolidation, emotional processing, some things like that. So it may zonk you out, but you may not get to the effective sleep that you need, is what they're
good
finding.
news. As soon as you stop doing the KVJ show, then you can get normal sleep.
You're right. That's what I keep telling myself. Like, one day I'll get healthy, but it's not while I'm doing this job.
When you retire, and then sure enough, you're going to retire, and then they're going to be like, wow, Kevin, you did so much damage. You got 6 months to live.
So can you only dream if you're in a deep state of sleep? I thought you could also dream when you're kind of going like in another cycle of sleep. I didn't always think it was always deep sleep to get to the dream state.
Well, there's the REM stage of sleep, and that's what they're saying is that the THC might keep you from getting to that stage of sleep. That's the restorative sleep that you need.
All right, what's the difference between a REM dream and just a regular dream, like a dream you have when you just go to sleep really quick and you just start dreaming.
Well, an REM dream is about a band from the 80s.
Mm-hmm. And shiny, happy people.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world, and you know it.
Yeah. They say you just got to really watch your dosage, how frequently you're using it. They do find that some people build a tolerance to it. And they start using a little bit more and more, and then it becomes a little bit disruptive. And I got to tell you, honestly, I've been on it for probably, a year or maybe longer. I've kept the exact same dosage. And I've told myself, it's like, I'm not going to keep increasing. It's like I do what I do with it. It's effective enough to get me groggy to fall asleep. And that's the one line that I've drawn. I said, I'm not going to be doubling up and increasing the dosage.
But your statement's way different than a Howie Mandel statement.
Yes.
I thought I heard him say he was drinking alcohol on top of doing all that as well.
Yeah, and look, I would watch all those kind of things. You got to be very mindful. And he said, too, he's got that kind of personality where he can't control how much he's doing of something. And so, this is all done, to me, with a lot of guardrails on it. And if I stepped outside of my guardrails, I'm sure I'd have problems just like Howie Mandel does.
Because he's like, I took a bunch of edibles, then I smoked a ton, then I was drinking on top of it. I'm like, yeah, dog, you got the spins.
Yeah. The other thing that they're saying is people who frequently use cannabis do or could have higher levels of cortisol. That is the hormone involved in regulating stress when you first kind of wake up, than people who didn't use cannabis. And they said that, we all have to deal with stress anyway. And biologically, we've been enrooted within the morning. We kind of have a little bit of stress as you're waking up saying, okay, is something going to take me out? Am I going to get food, all the nourishment that I need? And the cannabis may affect that. So even though you think it's helping you with the stress, it could throw off the imbalance. So that's what they're saying. When it comes to regulating stress and even sleep, it could throw off your natural rhythms. So be very mindful because it could be disruptive to both of those things. So that is the one note. So to me, like I said, I'm watching it every single day, analyzing how I think it's making me feel. Is it making me actually more stressed? Am I getting worse sleep? I feel well rested and I feel less stressed. That's how I feel. Maybe it's in my own head, but for me, I think it's okay and effective.
What are you doing after the show? You want to go get a Nowadays together?
I go right to bed. Tomorrow's show, I got nothing to talk about. I drank one of them drinks. I fell asleep at 3 p.m.
But you are having the actual drinks from the store you're getting, or you're doing the...
I do a little combination of both. Yeah, I do the tincture before I go to bed. But yeah, sometimes if I do have a little bit of stress, I will do one of those, and I like it, and I'm drinking less alcohol because of it, which was part of my goal as well.
That was my goal as well, and it has absolutely cut down on alcohol consumption.
Well, good news. I'm picking up what you guys are dropping.
Well, that's, I do. When I hear what Virginia's drinking, I'm like, well, it's good for her because, she's keeping one whole industry alive almost single-handedly.
I'm picking up all of your slack.
Well, I think that's what's kind of happening, too. I think people are noticing how popular these drinks are, and not everyone likes that because it's taking away money from certain industries that's been known to make a lot of money.
I'm realizing mid-November they're supposed to go away.
They're trying to shut them down.
I'm keeping an eye on that. Just as soon as I love them and they're part of my routine, they come after them.
You better stock up.
Yeah.
My wife was saying that. She's like, should we just go buy a ton? I'm like, well, not yet. Let's wait and see. It's premature, but if it's the middle of October and this thing hasn't been resolved, you bet. Look out. I'm going to Total Wine.
It's okay to start buying a few extra bottles every week and get a little stockpile.
I asked you that yesterday. I go, do we got to start buying this stuff and like putting it in a barrel, then buried it in our yard?
I'm not there yet, but I'm close.
Whole days.
Yeah, just know it's coming down the pike.
Oh, can you imagine how valuable those bottles are going to be if they stop making them?
Can you imagine how much time you'd spend in prison if you got caught?
Yeah, and can you imagine how many people that shouldn't be making them or making them that are not going to be regulated?
Oh.
There's a difference between getting a brownie from the dispensary and then having your friend from Port St. Lucie making it themselves.
True. It was really amazing to read all the comments. Every single one on the thread of 1,000 comments was positive as I kept going down. Just positive, positive, positive. When do you ever see that on any thread ever?
Never.
And it was all about the passing of Dolly Parton, and not one person had anything bad to say about her. What a testimony in today's day and age that you could get a social media post like that. And that really, truly does speak to who Dolly Parton was. Nobody did not, like, when we talk about the favorite celebrities that you have, she is always in the short list of like the top 3, if not number 1, every single time.
We don't get much pushback by saying that we love Dolly Parton. Usually if you say you love somebody, there's always like, why do you like this person? Dolly, most people agree. It seemed like it to me anyway.
Even if it wasn't about her music, her movies, it was about the person she was, the philanthropy that she did, everything, how much she cared about people, how she treated people, her genuine kindness that she gave, the fact that she wasn't out to be controversial or change the world. She was just little old Dolly doing her thing. And yet she made such a big impact. And I think a big part of it, too, is just her personality. She is amazingly funny, too. Like some of the jokes that she had, and when she would do guest appearances, Dolly Parton always had a quick line.
Do you ever wish you were born a guy? Do I ever wish I was born a guy? Lord, no, I've always been a sissy. And if I'd have been born a man, I'd have been a drag queen.
The number one Dolly Parton pet peeve.
Nobody notices I've got a great ass, too.
Do you lift weights? And if so, would you work out with me sometime?
Do I lift weights? Yeah, every time I stand up.
First thing you do when you get out of bed in the morning.
I usually get up, put on my clothes, and go home.
You believe in living together before you're married?
Lord, I don't even believe in living together after you're married.
So how are you defying age, Dolly? What you doing?
Oh, I don't know. I'm a cartoon, so I just look the same all the time. Same thing. I just put mine on, so I don't.
But you've been open about that. You have had some work done. Some tucks and pulls and sucks.
Yes, I have, and I'll have some more when I need them.
Really?
That was just her. She's always smiling, just always cheerful. You just knew what you're going to get out of Dolly Parton every time you saw her. She was just what a light. She truly was in this world. And, it's just going to be sad to realize that she's not here because she is truly irreplaceable. Like, who stands into those shoes? Those
Nobody.
High-heeled shoes, nobody.
Nobody.
And, that's the thing that's really, I think, probably most sad about this is the impact she had on people and who's going to fill that gap. Now, she is going to be laid to rest in just some immediate relatives and close friends. So it's going to be very private, just kind of like the way she was in her life. And they had asked her one time and they said, so what song do you want to have played at your funeral? And you thought maybe she might say, I Will Always Love You, or one of her songs. It actually goes back to an old country gospel song that her dad used to love and sing to her. And nothing really kind of sums up Dolly Parton than this.
If we never meet again this side of heaven, as we struggle through this world and its strife, there's another meeting place somewhere in heaven, by the side of the river of life.
That will be the song that will lay Dolly Parton to rest.
Oh.
If we ever meet again.
I think that's the same song that they played at her father's funeral, and she wanted the same one that they played when they laid her daddy down.
It's a beautiful thing. Unfortunately, we all have to go, and boy, she did it all from start to finish. Just immaculate in a life. That is a life well lived, and that's how you do it. I mean, you set an example. If you want to strive to be anybody, strive to be Dolly Parton. Even if it's not music or movies, whatever, just treat people the way Dolly Parton treated people. I saw this. I thought it was pretty cool. Somebody texted in. They said a local West Palm girl, Noelle Linewall, she plays Dolly Parton at Dollywood. She grew up in Royal Palm and went to King's Academy, and that's what she does now. So if you go there and you see Dolly Parton's look-alike, that is a Royal Palm girl.
That's beautiful.
Cool. Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat as well. Well, it's kind of interesting to see just how much the influencer game has really changed food choices. I will tell you, it is kind of powerful. That's why we do KVJ Eats on Instagram, where we go to some of our favorite places, make a video, and then show you, because there's one thing I love. My wife and I, we love trying out new restaurants. I love finding a new place. It's just always exciting. We've gone from Indian to all kinds of different foods that we've been trying out here recently. And a lot of it is either word of mouth or we see a video of it. And every now and then we'll drive by and a place looks cool. We'll be like, oh, we got to go try that out. What would you say drives you to a restaurant that you've never been to the most, Virginia, of all the options? Either driving by it, word of mouth, or maybe saw it on social media?
Social media, definitely.
Okay.
I like pictures. I like visual. I like to see the interior. I like to see the food. If I see something really sexy on social media, I want to go check it out. That's what brought me over to the new Nora district.
Okay, yes.
I love the way that stuff looks so glossy on social.
It is really cool. My wife and I go there probably at least once a month. It's been one of our spots. We love the Lucas Taqueria that they have there, and they're going to be opening up that little hotel in the middle of October. So it's going to, a new phase opens up. There's going to be a whole new little level. I know you tried the sports bar and you love that.
Yeah, I love sports and rec. And in the hotel, they're going to open up a restaurant in there as well.
Pastis, I think.
Pastis on the bottom, and then a rooftop on the top that you can go enjoy. That is going to be lovely.
What about you, Bird? What brings you to a new restaurant?
Without a doubt, word of mouth. I especially if I keep hearing something over and over again and people are talking about it passionately. KVJ Nation's been amazing. Anytime we have events, I'll hear a restaurant that keeps getting brought up to me. They go, you got to try this place. You got to try this place. So they've guided me into finding places that I didn't even know existed. So word of mouth and seeing people get passionate about that place, that's going to sell it to me. Social media, I get why you're saying it's great. And the visual is all nice and all that, but I don't know your motives at that point. When social media, I'm thinking, are you getting paid for it? If you're telling me heart to heart at an event about you're not getting paid for that. You're just telling me this is a great restaurant.
Yep. Well, I asked KVJ TV, I said, so what typically causes you to try a new restaurant? 66% of people said it's word of mouth. 22% say because they saw it on social media, and only 12% just said it looks cool. They drove by and they went in.
I agree with those stats.
Yeah.
Well, I know for us, Sicilian Oven, that is the best place, best pizza, best salads, best rice balls, best everything. But I am hearing word of mouth on this Omonticello. I can't even pronounce it well because I think it's an Italian place. It is a Neapolitan pizzeria on Okeechobee Boulevard, and it's not close to Sicilian Oven or anything else. So if you're in that area, you're going to be kind of right there at 8170 Okeechobee Boulevard. It was founded in Florence in 2005. They do wood-fired pizza, 48-hour dough, imported Italian ingredients, and they've already expanded to Miami. And they say that they're ranked number 5 in the U.S., number 1 in Florida by 50 Top Pizza. And I don't know who that is. It's ranking them.
Yeah, because I remember a ranking poll you had before that said Logan, Ohio, at the Pizza Crossing was the best pizza in Ohio.
So take it for what it's worth.
And y'all, let me just tell you, it was not.
But I am seeing a lot of people mention that place on social media. And there's another place, too. There's a chef, Pushkar Marath, that is critically acclaimed. In fact, he's the one that's behind this place called Stage Kitchen and Bar.
I love Stage.
You've talked about that before.
I have, yeah.
Well, just so you know, he's kind of revamped because he had opened up a Stage at Boca and realized the price point wasn't right, and it's more of a specialty type restaurant. So he's now flipped it to Boca Brasserie, which is going to be more of a neighborhood dining room built for regulars and coming in all the time with a lower price point and, you know, more of an everyday kind of place that we could go several times.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's now open. So if you want to try something new, it's kind of tucked in. They got a nice little grouping of restaurants kind of right in that little corridor there of Boca Raton.
You're kind of doing that food foreplay you like to do to me towards the end of the show. Get me all revved
Getting you ready
up.
to go. Yeah.
Yep. Make him order $80 worth of DoorDash for one guy.
Because I can't drive there. I can't drive, but I can't eat pizza, and that's what I'm going to do today, damn it.
Yep. That's what it's all about. We got the after the show. It's going to be coming up. You can watch it live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. Jbird has been struggling getting back behind the wheel since he had that accident a couple of weeks ago. Some people have been giving him some advice. He gave it another run. How did it go? That's what he's going to be telling us on the after the show coming up in about 10 minutes.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.